Now, live. Broadcasting live on the Double Wide Network. It's time for The Real Deal. Join the ambassador and special guest hosts as they put together great guests and honest commentary on a range of issues. But one of their main topics will be preserving Native American tributes in sports team nicknames. Also avid fans of music and the arts, and they'll always make time for a great song or two. Now, it's time for The Real Deal. Here's your host, the Ambassador.
Keep it close up. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Real Deal. This is the Ambassador and the Star Worldwide Networks at the Camelback Towers in beautiful downtown Scottsdale, Arizona. And as always, we are definitely off the reservation. And with me tonight, I have Carl Oberg. Say hi, Carl.
Hello.
Good to see you. Great to have you here. And I have my three co-hosts. I have Maggie Lee. Say hi, Maggie.
Hi.
And then I have Kinga Andreayan.
Hi.
Good to see you. And
we're all happy.
And our other lovely co-host, Quita Jackson. Say hi.
Hello.
Nice to see you again. Great to see you. Great to see everybody.
I missed you, Quita.
Yeah, we miss you. Well, we got a good lineup tonight. I forgot my producer, Kyle. How you doing?
How's it going, Ambassador?
Oh, Ambassador's all in. We had a good trip to New Mexico.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, Maggie and I went up to New Mexico, and I gave her the tour. And she got to meet David Yellowhorse. He's going to be on the show maybe next week. He's a
awesome.
Famous knife maker, world famous. And he makes beautiful knives. Maggie got to go into his studio because Maggie makes jewelry, as you know. Mm-hmm. And she was very fascinated with all the Native American jewelry. She'd never been to New Mexico, never been to Gallup. So I took her to different places, and friends of mine that own these shops and factories, they took her in there. And
you'd be the best person to go with.
Oh, yeah.
In New Mexico. So.
Yeah, and then I took her out to the humate plant where we mine the humate, and she's seen that, and her family's going to try to sell some over in China for us. So that
nice.
Because that's where she's from. So that was a good trip, and then we headed on back because we had some things we had to do here. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I always want to thank our sponsor, Grace Propane, with offices in northern Arizona. A family-owned business, John and Susan Graves. Please buy your propane from Grace Propane. They've been serving Native Americans for a long time. And as a matter of fact, Carl knows the Grace family. Huh, Carl?
Yeah, well, Flagstaff.
Yeah, that's right. You're Flagstaff, buddy. And then our other sponsor is Swisher Air Conditioning. They donate a unit to a low-income Native American family in Arizona, one a month. And it's about $10,000, depending on the size of the unit, but it could be as high as $10,000 to a family at no cost. So get a hold of us and keep it coming, and we'll hook you up. Don't forget to download the new app, Star Worldwide, because it's got all the bells and whistles, and it'll make it a lot easier for you to listen to the show.
And people can also look you up on iTunes as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're on iTunes. And friend us on Facebook, Real Deal Facebook. We want to thank our listeners all over the country, Native Americans and all Americans. I want to thank our listeners in the country. Carl, I don't know if they told you, but these name changers, these people want to change the names of the teams.
Right.
They started with the Redskins, and then they went to the Kansas City Chiefs and said that's racist. And the Cleveland Indians is obviously racist. So's Atlanta Braves, Golden State Warriors, Chicago Blackhawks. They're all racist. Got to change them. So Dan Snyder took a stand, and he's the owner of the Redskins. And he told them to go to hell, told them to go straight to hell, and that we aren't changing anything. So now what they do is they travel around the country like a bunch of vultures preying on these poor schools. Because there's a lot of schools around the country that have Native American names. For example, there's one that's under fire right now in Wilmington, Delaware. Been called the Redskins for 80-some years. Nice people. They've been on the show 20 times, and they're like family to me. And I give them the voice, I give them the mic, and they're under attack because these name changers go in there and said, that's racist. That is a racist name. And this is so much BS. It's a phony civil rights scam. And I tell them to go to hell. And I told them to tell them to go to hell. And I told them, I said, if I lived in Wilmington, Delaware, I would sue the school board. I would sue them individually. And I'd haul their ass right into court and tell them, okay, you want to change the name of our school? We're proud of our name. These names don't offend anybody. There's real Native Americans out here. As you know, 200 miles or 300 miles north of here, probably 200 miles north of Flagstaff, Red Mesa Redskins.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Shiprock Chiefs, Tuba City Warriors. So give me a break. You know, it just pisses me off. So, I give them the voice. They're my friends. They're my family. Again, thank all the listeners at Channel 3, Channel 5, Channel 15 here in Phoenix, and they listen to our show, including Jamie Soretta, my buddy. American Indian Center of the Great Plains in Kansas City, Missouri. Johnny Leonard, he was a good friend of mine, and it looks like he lost his sister today, so we're sorry about that. Again, we want to thank all the fans of all the teams. Kansas City Chiefs, Washington Redskins, Golden State Warriors, Atlanta Braves, Cleveland Indians, Chicago Blackhawks for listening and honoring Native Americans by using the names. Star Worldwide Networks, ladies and gentlemen, is the largest, fastest-growing internet radio station in the country. 200 shows, 6 million listeners. Kyle, tell everybody who's number one.
That would be the real deal.
You damn right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're number one.
Number one, woohoo!
Did my whistling hurt your ears?
I think you got to work on that whistle.
That's right. So,
Chief for president.
That's right, Chief for president. I'll balance the budget.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt about that.
You can take them all.
That's right. We'll take them all on. Now I want to introduce my Navajo brothers and sisters. I want to say something in Navajo Yat Hastin, Dennis Yellow Horse Jones, and Shebadana, Quetzala Redskins, Quetzala Flagstaff Redskins. And now I want to say, have Mr. Peter McDonald say something to you in Navajo as well.
Yat Shastoi Sazane, Setel Kent, Neshik, no Kliniki, Shidi Peter McDonald, Dashikne. Aska Zahon Slobet, Anibashichin, Adots a card, Nedashinale, Ashi Dashiche, Totich in Eba Esetta, Shada Halia, Kododi, Nini, Eba Hanne, no, Kodoy, Ambassador, Dennis Yellowhorse, Nichi, Yalticho, Yoshwat, Akoda, Nini, Eba Hanne, the real deal will yell. Jo koe hashine land ne se ziyech yadal ti lahod aba lahod lahadal no di do kot eda ebni na hada kisigi kodo the real deal no ya hal neki da nini jo ede ba honne akko ikena aslagi sto banda yohni to banda notra Graves Company will love la shibe da no sandai da jo kodo kwishi without he kena asla kodo kwichi na long kodo ni yati.
Thank you, Peter. That was Peter McDonald, president of the Navajo Code Talkers. He was a Navajo Code Talker, and there's only 16 left. 2 of them died in the last 2 months, and all these guys he's the youngest one. He's like 89 years old. He stays in my guest home. He was, back in the day, he was noted as the most powerful Indian in America, and he's a good man. So now I like to have my associate, he's out of Washington, D.C., with offices in New York, Mark Burr, that talks to our people in Spanish, because a lot of the tribes in California, as well as Pasquayaki and the tribes in southern Arizona, they don't speak their language. They lost their language, so their language of choice is Spanish, and Mark's going to say something.
Claro que sí, don Dennis. Nuevamente, bienvenidos a nuestra audiencia de hispanoparlantes y a todos nuestros patrocinadores, Graves Propane de Flagstaff y YouMade Internacional de Gallup, Nuevo México, y a todos los radio oyentes a través de la nación y del Real Deal y nuestro anfitrión, el embajador.
Thank you, Mark. And next time you're in Scottsdale, come stay at the Yellow Horse Resort. We'd appreciate it. Now I'd like to have Maggie say something. She's from Hong Kong. She's been here for over a year. She's a famous jewelry designer, and fashion designer in Hong Kong. And you can see her art at maggieswearableart.com. And she also exhibits at Kinga's Mother's Gallery, right?
Gallery Andrea
on Main Street. It's very nice, and her jewelry is very different. So she's been telling everybody in China about our show because they believe that the Navajos and the tribes originally come from China, and they come across the Bering Straits. And I think I told the story a couple weeks ago where the tribe in Canada that's never been to Arizona, never been to the Four Corners, come to the Navajo Fair. This is about 20 years ago, Quita. They come to the Navajo Fair and they spoke fluent Navajo.
Wow.
So that's true. Wow. Yeah, and so that proves the point that these people stayed up there, and then some of them come down here. So Maggie's going to say something in her language.
Thanks, Chief. 其实呢，这个节目是说美国的历史文化，特别是美国的印第安人。原来美国的印第安人好久以前是从我们中国来的，也是第一批人居住在美国。但是在美国，有的人想推翻美国的历史文化。切尼斯·王马先生为了保护美国的历史文化，他本人做出了好大的贡献和支持。他希望全世界每一个人都保护自己的历史文化，都来参与和支持这个节目。切尼斯·王马先生还有出售有志图养叫优美。如果有需要，请联系我们。我的美国电话是6025151073。Thanks so much, Chief, for having me on Real Deal. That's my such honor.
Well, that's good. Did you tell all the Chinese women that Ambassador said "love me long time"?
Oh yes. Oh yes, a bit daddy, love me long time.
That's classic. It's funny. I was going to say I caught a couple of words, but I didn't know if she was flirting or if I should run away. I don't know what you were saying to me. I got a couple of words, and now Chief, he just went ahead and he let us know what was.
I only understood UMate. I knew that the product UMate was being spoken about, and I want to know more about your UMate.
She's my number one supporter in China.
Tell us about UMate.
Oh, to UMate. Well, it's an organic mineral. We produce it in Gallup, New Mexico. And it's used for organic agriculture and soil remediation. I teamed up with the University of Oklahoma years ago to remediate chemical and oil spills. And we proved the technology, and during the BP oil spill, there was 300,000 proposals submitted up to Washington, D.C., and I collaborated with the University of Oklahoma. We submitted a proposal. There was only 2 people called up to testify in front of the U.S. Senate, myself and Kevin Costner. And I went up and did that. And you seen it on my wall.
I saw the picture at your house.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
of you at the White House.
Yep, that's
Kevin
it.
Costner.
Yeah, and I even got an award for Earth Day in New York, the nations. What the hell is it?
United Nations.
United Nations, right? Yeah.
Hey, you're all about the green life.
Oh yeah, this is it. We're the real deal green
the good
life.
Green life.
Yep. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to get a famous man on here that I'm going to tell you about, and he's going to talk. He's from. Hey, call the airlines, call the pilots, tell them to kick the tires, light the fires. We're going to Gallup, New Mexico.
All right, Kyle. Here we go. Kyle.
Okay, we're back. Now it's my absolute pleasure. Quita, you quit laughing now. Jesus Christ. We're serious here. Now I got to introduce a very special man. Now he's the man in radio. He is the man. He's from
Howard
Gallup,
Stern?
New Mexico. He's more famous than Howard Stern. And he's my longtime friend, and he's been in the radio business a hell of a lot longer than me. He is the real deal. Ladies and gentlemen, from Gallup, New Mexico, Mr. Sammy C. Sammy, welcome to the real deal.
Hey, Dennis, thank you much, man. Glad to be with the real deal. Glad to be with the audience here, and, man, excited about being on your program.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. I've told everybody about you, and I mean, this guy's he is the real deal. Tell everybody about how you got started and what you're doing, and tell them about Sammy C's. This guy's got the #1 sports bar in New Mexico. I mean, he's got sports memorabilia like you wouldn't believe, and it's right downtown Gallup, New Mexico.
Let's
it's called
go.
Sammy C's. Yeah,
Are you
we
gonna
will.
bring me?
Yeah, I'll take you. I took her.
I thought we
go.
just got off the plane.
Yeah, we just got off the plane.
Where are you at, Kinga? 'Cause
Bring everybody.
I'm in New Mexico.
Yeah, I will. I'll bring them all. Maggie wants to say hi.
4 hours for time. Hi, I miss you. You're super handsome.
Oh, thank you. Man, I think you're awesome, too.
If you're handsome, I really want to meet you.
Well, go ahead. Take it away, Sammy. You're the man.
Great, Dennis. I started in radio at the age of 14, man. I was going for you. In fact, you and I were in high school together.
That's right.
Started when I was in the 9th grade, going to the 10th, and been in radio since. I had a brilliant career, loved every bit of it. Started with my own radio show at night, and went on to New Mexico State when I graduated from Gallup High School in '72, and did my college work and got a degree, and decided to come back and do sales management work at the radio station. And then, of course, one thing led to another, and eventually got into sports play-by-play, which is one of my favorite things to do. I love to do sports.
Right.
And got to do that. And then I, started running the company, and next thing you know, I'm running Millennium Media and president of the company, and just having a ball, and was inducted into the Broadcasters Hall of Fame in New Mexico in 2005.
Really?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Wow.
Remember Howard Morgan?
Yeah.
I was inducted with him. He and Mary Lynn Roper and Johnny Morris and Jim Bojo, who was to pass, but his son Zach was there to receive the honors. We were inducted. I was a radio guy that year, and they were the TV personalities.
Right.
We all shared the class of 2005 for the New Mexico Broadcasters, and just an exciting thing. And, here about 9 years ago, we started Sammy C's Rockin' Sports Pub and Grill downtown, my wife and I, and
it's awesome.
Kids, and we love it, and it's my blue heaven, man. This is a place that I love to be at when I'm not with family and I'm not at work at the radio station. I love being here because it's like going up to the pictures now when somebody's having a bad day. The manager comes out and it breaks the mood, man. So this breaks my mood when I've had kind of a rough day at work and what have you, and I just love people, love being around people, and we've become one of CNN Go's 101 best sports bars in the United States. And we're honored to have. We're the only ones in New Mexico that they honor, so I guess that makes us the best sports bar in New Mexico.
Absolutely, and I go there every time I'm in town, Sammy, as you know.
I know you do,
when are we going?
And we're grateful to you. We're grateful to you. Above all, Dennis, I appreciate our friendship, our long-standing friendship of all these years. And you're great. I certainly saw you develop in the career that you've gone to, and really have thoroughly enjoyed your friendship. Thoroughly enjoyed the discussions we've had, all the times we've spent together that way, and I'm just proud of you, buddy.
Well, thank you. I'm not the guy you are, but that coming from you, that's a hell of a compliment. I'll tell you that.
There's nothing different, man. We put our clothes on the same way every day, man. So there's nothing different between me and you. They just decided to do things a little bit differently.
Right.
You do things better than I do. I do things better than you do, and so in the line of work that we do.
Right.
But at the end of the day, man, you're a heck of a man, and I'm just grateful that we've both become successful.
Right, and I love Gallup. I love the people at Gallup, as you do.
Oh, I do too. I love it. I decided to come home and make a difference here, and we certainly made a difference, and my sports is really what got me going for a lot of years. I did sports play-by-play for 37 years, and I still do. I've been in radio for 47. I still do the New Mexico State Cross Country Championships, of which we've been just so honored to have received awards for because of the uniqueness of the broadcast coverage. But I've enjoyed doing football, basketball, baseball, and
right.
Cross country. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we do. I did the Connie Mack World Series in Farmington for 15 years. I was there the years that Ken Griffey Jr. played with the Midland Redskins in Cincinnati.
Oh.
And I loved every bit of it. Barry Larkin, of course, went to Cincinnati, and he was part of the product of the Midland Redskins, and got to do the Dallas Mustangs and a lot of teams from back east. And so that was a nice thing that I did. Got a little bit of work with the NFL and did a little bit of work with the NBA, a little bit of work with Major League Baseball. Used to spend a lot of time on travel, and I miss it. I don't do as much as I used to that way, but for no other reason except that I had a family that started late. I have a 16-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter, and so my time now is to travel with them and go do their sports thing with them, and we love that.
Yeah, Sammy, the owner of Star Worldwide, Kyle's father, my producer here, is a guy named Dave Pratt. Did you ever hear him?
I've heard of Dave. I've heard of Dave. In fact, Dave, I believe, has been by the restaurant here by Sammy C's.
Oh,
and
okay.
Must be a while back. And you know what happened, Dennis? And I feel bad because he was so nice at coming forth and reaching out to us. I misplaced his card, and I had no clue how to get a hold of him.
Well, you do now.
Well, when you and I connected last week in Gallup at Sammy C's, I was excited to see that you guys had the affiliation.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, things happen for a reason,
I guess. I'll tell you, this guy is he's a living legend down here. This guy's like the Howard Stern of Phoenix Radio, and his son and his sons and family are following in his footsteps, and I fell into this thing, as I told you, because I support the names of the teams that honor Native Americans, and I don't appreciate these name changers from back east. They're fakes, they're frauds. Ray Halbritter, total fake, ought to be in jail. Trying to go around the country changing the names of these schools that honor Native Americans. And you know as well as anybody, as George Galanis, the former mayor, said, when you, in your store, in your place of business, in your restaurant, you'll see Navajos and Hopis and Zunis wearing Washington Redskins gear.
Absolutely. I mean, they take pride. For a lot of the Native families, this is probably one of the most positive things that they have going their way, especially in the years that John Riggins and Doug Williams and all those guys were playing for the Washington Redskins. I mean, there were great success programs, and these people around here wanted to feel a sense of that success, and they were able to cling to that team and follow that team. And I think, Dennis, sometimes people get caught up with being the first ones to break the barrier, and I think that's where a big issue comes in sometimes.
Yeah, probably, but it just
they want to be the first ones to have seen the change. They want to be the ones that go down the history book saying, hey, so-and-so made that change. And, I respect everybody's wishes, everybody's feelings on what they want. Everybody's entitled to their opinions and what have you. But in the 11th hour, everybody is able to be a sports fan of whichever team they choose to be supporting.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when I see people like that trying to hijack, and I'm not a Navajo, as you know, my wife was a Navajo, and her family's all Navajos, but when I see somebody trying to hijack somebody's culture, that's what I'm going to call them out. I'm going to call their ass out.
Yeah, but it's a good thing that a lot of these organizations are they're standing ground on this thing, and just let it be. I mean, you don't have to support it if you don't like it, but if you just want to support it, you can support it.
Well, that's what I say. If
about being in a free country. Not one of political correctness, but one of free will, of being able to do what you choose to want to do as a human being that lives in this great country of ours.
Yeah, and I tell people, hey, if you don't like their name, don't watch the game.
That's true.
Go watch some other game.
But you'll find the majority of people, I think it's become a political issue now where a lot of people want to win elections over stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. They play the race card. They're the ones playing the race card. And I'm sitting here in the studio. They call me a racist. They say, you're a racist having that radio show. Oh, he's a racist. They actually called his father. They called Dave Pratt, said, get him off the air. Get him off the air because he's a total racist. I'm a racist, right? I was married to a Navajo, Chinese princess, an African-American, a beautiful lady sitting here with me in the studio, Quita.
Beautiful Quita.
Quita and Chiquita.
Yeah, Kinga's name is
I love
Chiquita.
the voice. I love the voice.
Yeah, no, they're great girls. But no, I mean, so they actually call me a racist. Can you believe that crap?
You're the farthest thing from a racist. Please, come on.
So I guess I'm the token white guy.
Yeah, you're the token white racist.
Okay.
Well, all I can say, Dennis, is they don't know you well enough.
And when they really get to know me, they're going to be afraid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I know he wants to make this show turning into like a Howard Stern type show.
I don't know about that. Well, how do you think I'm doing? You've listened to some of my shows. How do you think I'm doing? I want you to be a judge. Just tell me the truth. Say you ain't doing worth a damn, or you're okay, or whatever.
Dennis, you have far exceeded my expectations, buddy. Really, I never realized that you were going to be able to, or that you were going to be doing such a thing. But I have to tell you that you're a natural, and I think that's great, and they're very fortunate to have you, and I think that's an awesome thing.
Well, that's good. Coming from, I mean, I consider you like Mr. Pratt here, Dave Pratt. I consider you guys the kings of this biz, and so for you guys to tell me that makes me feel pretty good. I really appreciate that. And I
wish you well with this. This is great. I wish you and David and Kyle and the whole crew there, your producers and all those lovelies that you have surrounding you. I wish them all the very best with the.
Thank you.
Yep. And if you
thank you.
If you ever, hey Sammy, if you ever get down here, come on a Wednesday, and I'll bring you right in here to the studio.
I'd love to do that.
We'll give you a personal tour.
I mean, it's very professional. I've never been in your studios, I don't think. But boy,
you can come by and check it out. It's a great deal, and we're season ticket holders with the Arizona Cardinals. And
are you?
Yeah, we are. We have 4 seats, and we plan to come out this year to watch some more games. And
well, what you should try to do is come out when they're playing the Redskins. They're supposed to play the Redskins in December.
They're playing there this year. Exactly. Washington's coming to the Valley this year.
We'll have a hell of a party.
Yeah. Tailgate parties, man. You bet. The real deal. The real deal.
Yeah, the real deal. That's right. The real deal. Well, listen, I got to ask you something. I got started in this thing with some seed money, and I got one little Graves Propane throws me a few bucks every month, which I really appreciate. And I've been funding a lot of this out of my own pocket. If you got any ideas, I actually went to some of the car dealers up in Gallup and asked them if they would consider being a sponsor on my show. We don't need millions. We don't need hundreds of thousands. But if you got any ideas, share them with me, and because you know how to do it better than me.
Oh, I'd be glad to.
Yeah.
Of course, I look forward to the future visits with you, and when we can have some quality time to be able to discuss that angle of sponsorship of the program. I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, well, when I come up to Gallup, I'll call you. And then we'll meet for lunch or something down at your place or wherever, and then you can say, hey, if I was you, this is what I would do.
Oh, that'd be great.
Because I'm a total novice here.
Oh, no, you're doing well.
Okay.
You're doing well. And you're surrounded by some great people there, so that's good.
They're my friends. They're my friends, and they come here.
I'm going to get them sponsors. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, they come here. Come here on their own dime, and they come here because they appreciate me. And I tell them, I says, look, I'm not here to make money. I'm just here to deliver the message and tell the truth. And if I can do that, I had a good day.
Absolutely, I think that's great. I wish you all well with everything. And man, what a great honor to be on the program with all of you. And Dennis, thank you so much for taking the time to include me. And it means a lot to me that, the friendship is very strong and vibrant, and I truly appreciate the connection.
Well, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, please, you're listening all over the country. So when you go to Gallup, New Mexico, and you're going to the Grand Canyon, or you're going to the Navajo Reservation, or you're going to go buy jewelry in Zuni, or wherever you're going, if you're going down I-40 and you get to Gallup, New Mexico, please, please, please go to Sammy C's, because it's an experience. It is a great experience, great food, great people. And the sports memorabilia is over the top.
Yeah, we have over 6,000 autographs in this place, and
it's awesome.
A lot of the stuff came from all the years of broadcasting, and of course we have a lot of professional athletes that come through here.
Wow.
Mean Joe Green was here from the Steelers back in February. We've had Dan Reeves has been here.
Wow.
Ronnie Lott's been here. Steve Garvey. The list goes on and on and on, and a lot of rock and roll people too. I mean, we've had Joey Mullen from Badfinger come to our place. Denny Lane, who played in Wings with McCartney, he's been by our place. We've had, lots of great people that have come through here, and that's what we usually do. You know, when we go to places, we usually, especially small communities, we always go downtown because that's where you get the local flavor.
That's it, for sure, yeah.
There's boxed restaurants and everything off the interchange, or the interstate. But, you know, when you go downtown, we have a lot of families that come through from Chicago. They go and follow the Route 66 tour.
Right, they all do that. Right. This is right on Route 66.
They'll always come up and say, you know, we always like to, wherever we stop, we always like to go downtown. And that's where we're at. You know, we took an old J.C. Penney building here that was built in 1953 and converted it into probably one of the most premier sports bars you could ever imagine. And it's family-friendly fun. We have a lot of fun and games here. Of course, we watch NFL football on 31 flat screens and show all the sporting events. NBA's on right now with the Warriors and the I was going to say the Spurs, but it's the Thunder.
Right, right.
So, yeah, well, you know, it's a great place, and we certainly invite folks to come out and see what it's all about. And you know, it's not a chain; we're just local folks that
family owned.
Yeah, it's family owned, absolutely.
Well, Sammy, we got to run, but I'm going to bring my guests up there. They're all giving me the thumbs up. We want to go. So you're going to have some more. So you're going to have some more friends in Gallup. So thank you so much. Tell your wife and family and everybody in Gallup, the ambassador said hello, and listen to The Real Deal.
Hey, we'll do it. Maybe one of these days we can originate the show from this place.
Yeah, we can do a remote. We can do it.
Love to do it. Hey, Dennis, all the best, pal. Keep up the great work, and to the whole crew there, you know, blessings to all of you, and keep rocking.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we're going to take a short break, but ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen to me for a minute. You know what the problem with these name changers is?
You can't handle the truth.
Says that
All right, we're back. Our next guest, ladies and gentlemen, is a businessman here in Phoenix, very famous businessman, does business all over the world, Carl Oberg. Carl, thank you for coming to The Real Deal. And I want you to tell our listeners, you do a lot of work all over the world and also with Indian nations. So tell us about who you are, what you do, and take the mic and let it rip.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely.
Second of all, this location is fantastic. You get a great view of the whole valley here.
I know.
On one side, and then on the other side, I got hot chicks. There's like hot chicks.
Thank you, Carl.
Oh,
you got to
come
be the
on.
regular.
And we're going to put a picture on Facebook so you can see exactly what he's talking about.
And how cute he is, too.
Of my spider.
his really cool spider.
I had to show him a picture of a spider from Papua New Guinea, and they don't believe me that it's a real spider.
That looks like a really different looking
It's
porn, like a porn spider.
It's like in between a spider and a centipede.
Yeah, porn spider.
Yeah, Maggie said it's a porn spider.
Yeah, porn spider.
I didn't realize spiders come that big.
Well,
That's huge.
yeah. Well, when visiting Papua New Guinea, yes, those are huge. So.
This is now the Stern Show.
Right. It's going to be. We're going to make Howard Stern look.
I honestly don't know what you guys are talking about.
That's good.
I'm talking about a spider.
We're talking about a beautiful spider.
You can go to Buffalo.
So, thanks for having me on the show. I'm a little bit about myself. I'm a
Sure.
Thank you for being here, Carl. You're awesome.
Well, you're awesome.
Thank you so much for being here.
Quita, you're awesome.
We're all awesome. This show is taking a whole nother direction.
Quita, do you believe in love at first sight?
Okay, stop.
Okay.
Is that you telling me about you? Go.
I'm going.
Play this game.
I'm going.
Come on, I'm ready.
But one of the things I have to say about these name change people,
yeah,
I understand that the the Burglars Union is a little pissed off at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh yeah,
they
that's
want
right.
to change the name.
They want to change the name to Steelers. The Burglars.
Well, not the pickpocketers or anything like that. So I don't know what we can call it. The Pittsburgh what?
I don't know. The Pittsburgh
Portuguese or something. I don't know.
Pittsburgh Kitty Cats.
Well, the Pittsburgh Kitty Cats. I like that because one of my best friends is a huge Pittsburgh Steeler fan. So from now on, I'm going to go, hey, look at the Kitty Cats.
Well, the Catholic Church is offended by the San Diego Padres.
Wow. Okay.
Wait, why?
Because of the Padres.
Oh.
That makes sense.
You got to change it.
Okay.
And the obese people are offended by the San Francisco Giants.
Well, yeah, and I'm pretty sure some of the individuals from Greece are a little pissed off at the Tennessee Titans.
Oh yeah.
Pretty bad.
Racist.
Yeah.
It's a racist. It's racist. I'm offended. I'm offended.
And I could have swore when I was on an elevator, I heard some zookeepers talking about some of the high school names. The Coconino Panthers, the flags of Eagles. I don't know when it ends. When does it end? When does it all end, guys?
I think Carl needs to be a regular co-host.
Absolutely.
No.
He's got it.
I knew it.
Hey, you know what? Keep these vodka shots coming, baby.
Mix the martinis, Kinga.
Okay, here, I'm making a new round. Here you go.
Nice. All right, cheers. All right.
Keep the martinis coming, Kinga.
So before I talk about myself, I have to tell you guys a story from this morning. My daughter goes to Arizona School of the Arts, and she had her last piano recital this morning, and she's a great piano player.
Awesome.
So I decided I was going to record it. And as I'm recording it, there's like this little gnat flying around. And I'm like trying to figure out, keep him in the recording, or still while I'm trying to swat the gnat away. The gnat flies up my nose. So as I'm recording her playing the piano, I'm like...
Really?
I haven't listened to the recording yet, but I did put it on Facebook. So any of my Facebook friends, please tell me if you watch it, that noise is me trying to get a gnat out of my nose. Didn't happen the whole time, but when I'm recording my daughter.
Gnats, spiders.
I know. Yeah. It's a bug's world.
It's a bug.
So the spider's like the gnat. Okay, that's interesting.
Got it. Yep. There's something about the body.
Okay, tell us about you.
Okay, about me. So I am a 5th generation Arizonan.
From Flagstaff.
Yeah, I grew up in Flagstaff.
Know the Graves family.
Yeah, well, I know most of the people that grew up in Flagstaff area, but
best friends with Gibby, who was on the show.
Gibson McKay is one of my really good friends. I heard he was on the show. He kept telling me that I missed out. I had to work. I am a civil engineer. I own a couple engineering firms here in the Valley. The one that I'm most proud of course, is Rittok, Powell and Associates. We're about ready to celebrate our 39th year in business here in Arizona. Yes.
Were you the founder?
No. Dude, 39 years.
Sorry.
What are you saying about me?
No. Take that back. You know, it could have been your family. Your dad could have been a founder.
I mean, I had to get a little gray because people didn't believe me, but
I think you look young. You look good. You look cute.
Well, thank you.
Tell the world your age.
I'm 47. 47. So for all you that did not know, I'm now 47. But no, I purchased the firm in 2004 from John Rittok and Rick Powell. Amazing people. So
are they from here in the Valley?
They're not from here in the Valley, but they started the company from here in the Valley. And I think maybe Ricky Powell is from the Valley. I'm not sure. Now I'm going to have to research that.
You do business all over the country, right?
Yes. But, Arizona is our home, of course. One of the reasons why we started doing some business all over the country is because, there's not really a lot of work here in Arizona. Yes. There is on the private side, but our company's really done a lot more on the government side and the public side. So,
what do you guys do?
Yeah, civil engineering. Thank you for asking.
But give us more details.
Oh, okay. Do you know what civil engineering does?
Yes, but what do you do all over the world?
Well, first of all, our company does surveying, and we definitely do transportation. I think we've designed probably a little over 1,000 miles of municipal roads, probably even coming to your location. It's fantastic.
Well, you did work with my partners, Ames.
Yes, Ames Construction. Fantastic group.
I joint ventured with Ames and done work with Ames Construction.
Yeah, we did a design build with those guys in Peoria.
Right.
Lake Pleasant Parkway. It was a fantastic project. And we also worked with them on Happy Valley Road, big project in Peoria, but then some other stuff. But great folks. But we do transportation, we do drainage, we do tons of drainage. We love it when it rains because that's job security.
Right.
It's like my friend's a paramedic, and every time he sees somebody on a motorcycle, he goes, job security. Right. We do a lot of utility projects. We do a lot of construction admin, construction management. But one of the things that we really got involved in was alternative energy projects.
Right. You told me about that.
Yeah. We
That's our green life.
Yeah.
Our green life.
I became a civil engineer, kind of out of spite, and that's a different story. But I became a civil engineer because you want to save the world. Right. Civil engineers do everything. When you wake up in the morning, use the bathroom, there's a civil engineer. The building you're in, civil engineer had to do the geotechnical, design. You had to do the site civil, and the structural engineer, of course, like that. But when you're in college, you're young and you just want to save the world.
We want to save the world. That's what this show is about.
Well, after a while,
save the names.
Yeah, save the names and save the world.
Save the names. Yes, yeah. Go Redskins. Actually, I'm a Cardinals fan, so I'm waiting for the Audubon people to shut down the Cardinals.
Eagles. Before I got involved with the Redskins, I was a Cardinal fan too. I'm a Pittsburgh Pirate fan because I live back in Maryland. I grew up in Maryland. I was a Baltimore Oriole fan, and when my family left there when I was 7 years old. So no, but to me, it's not about being a fan. It's about the point that these people are trying to screw over Native Americans.
Well, it's a waste of money, waste of time.
Well, it's a waste of money, waste of time, and it pisses me off. Because I was married to a Navajo
put the bat down.
Yeah,
dude, I'm a friend.
I know.
I'm a friend.
Sorry.
Okay, put the bat down. Maggie, take that bat away. He's scaring me. I'm sorry, that's the microphone. Well, the microphone's so big, it looks like a bat.
It does look like a bat.
Like you think about it, I feel kind of weird around this microphone.
Kyle, you're so good. You're on your class.
Anywho, going to college, you want to save the world, and you forget about it. When you graduate, you start kind of getting involved in the rigmarole and everything associated with, you got to, keep up with the Johnsons, whatever. Well, we started doing some work in Africa. We got a contract from the U.S. government to help with some hydropower facilities in Rwanda. And then it went to Tanzania. And now we're getting calls from Senegal and the DRC and Kenya and Uganda and just everywhere. But what's fantastic is when you go to these places and you see these villages, You see these kids.
Right.
You know, they don't have electricity. You know how much we bitch and complain when our power goes out for an hour? Everybody's calling APS or SRP here in Arizona, and you're cursing at them and stuff. Well, these are individuals that have never had power. Right. They have to pick and grow their food daily in order to survive. They don't have a refrigerator or any ice to save food over time, and also medical facilities. So what we're trying to do right now. And the Obama administration did a really good job with this. Yes, I did say that.
Well, that's okay.
With the Power Africa, they did a really good job because there's a lot of resources there, but there's a lot of help that's needed by a lot of these individuals. Sure. And to give you a little bit of example, and a lot of people don't realize this, in Tanzania alone, there's approximately 45 million people.
Really?
45 million people. And Tanzania is slightly bigger than Texas.
In poverty?
No, people.
No,
period.
But they're in poverty.
Yeah. 30 million of those 45 million have lived forever without power. So, and they have all these things, you know, they have, 30 million people. So what our goal is we're trying to serve 1 million people, one village at a time. So we're doing a lot of work there. Well, after a while, we started getting calls from Papua New Guinea. We're working with some folks there in East New Britain. It was an island just northeast of Papua New Guinea itself, and helping them as well. But it's and then I'm in Colombia doing stuff, but it's just fantastic because it makes you feel good.
You're a rock star. This is awesome what you do.
Oh, you're a rock star because you said I'm a rock star. You're a rock star.
I got to introduce you to some ag guys that do work with the World Bank.
Oh yeah.
They're out of Kansas, and these are there's a whole team of them, and they do work with the World Bank, and they promote my product because the world needs it. It's organic. Yeah, organic. It works. If it didn't work, Dole Food Company, largest grower in the world, they wouldn't buy it from me. These guys vet you, they check you out, and if it's not real, we don't buy something that's not real. And so this product will fit right into that, and I'll introduce you to them.
Yeah.
And there's a whole team of them, and you can bring them in as your agricultural people because that's their deal. I mean, that's their space. They're ag people and good ones. And they go all over the world, and there's a team of them, and they get work out of the World Bank.
Yeah, the World Bank is huge with funding some of these projects.
Yeah, well, that's who funds them. That's who funds these guys. And they send them to these countries and saying, look, teach these people how to grow food organically. Yeah. Teach them how to do, what you know how to do. Go over there, we'll pay you, you teach them. Right, Quita?
The green life, that's what Quita does.
Quita's our green girl. She's wearing green. Yeah. I love it.
Green.
Like literally green. Yeah. Green. Everything's green.
Yeah, everything's green with Quita. I like that.
But I have to say, I agree with that. I think our ancestors, the Indians, they had it right. They lived off the land.
Right.
And, electricity and all that's great because I don't know what I would do without it.
Right.
But at the same time, our kids, we need to know about gardening. We need to know how to be more self-sufficient. We need to know how to not depend on everybody else to live,
right.
and that's what I think it's all about. So when we say self-sufficient, it doesn't mean it has to be gardening. It doesn't mean you have to have a huge plot of land.
And you can grow so much in just a small space.
So much, and people don't understand that. If you know how to grow. And here's the thing. Mother Nature does it for us. If you know anything about composting, you take something, you put it in the compost. In my garden, we have so many things that grows that we didn't plant. They're volunteers. They do it on their own. So if I'm not doing anything and it's growing, I think that's the problem. People just assume it's so hard. And I'm the laziest gardener ever.
Americans are spoiled.
We are so spoiled.
Americans are spoiled.
So spoiled.
I mean, this girl right here, Maggie.
Oh, I can look at her. She's so spoiled.
Yeah, she's so spoiled. But
she is spoiled.
Yeah,
I can see that.
She come here. She didn't know anybody here. She come here from
Maggie,
Hong Kong.
You're not spoiled. I disagree with that. You're a good cook, and your jewelry is amazing, and you work hard.
But
you're not spoiled. I don't think she's spoiled.
I'm not spoiled.
She's not spoiled. She works hard.
But anyway, she come here over a year ago, and she has customers all over the world. One of her customers is Lucy Liu, the actress, and so
she has amazing jewelry. I love your jewelry.
Beautiful jewelry. It's in Kinga's mother's gallery over here on Main Street. And so they told her to come to Beverly Hills or to Scottsdale, and she chose Scottsdale for one reason or another. But in her country, she's watching our elections right now. The politics, Bernie Sanders, Donald Trump, blah, blah, blah. And she's saying, you know what? In my country, we don't vote. We're not allowed to vote. We can't vote for a president. It's appointed to their buddies, and their friends. And she says, I chose to get out of there.
I think it's a good idea. We should just appoint you.
Yeah, appoint me.
Appoint the chief.
Yeah, that's what she said. Chief for president of China. But anyway, she said that in China, you'll love this, Kyle. In China, you either, if they know you have money, which they know her and her family have money, you either pay to get out legally, get a visa, or you sneak out. And she says, I didn't want to come here illegally. And so she said, I went through the process to come to America, but they extort money from her. She had to pay $150,000 U.S. cash.
They do that? That's terrible.
Oh shit, that's cheap. Normally it's $500,000, right?
Actually, more than that. I thought it was like $10 million in order to get a citizenship.
Well, no, she got a green card.
Oh. Hey, Maggie, I would have done it for $149,000 for you.
But to get a citizenship is $500,000 if you go with the EB-5. The EB-5 program.
Yeah.
If you come over here and you set up in Gallup and employ 10 Navajos or in distress area and put people to work, you can get it for $500,000, and that's called the EB-5. But she didn't do that. She just said, I'm going to come here and she's so happy to be here. But
I'm so glad Maggie's here because you're one of my favorite people.
Yeah,
and I love you.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
She's sweet, but anyway, blushing. Yeah, but anyway, no, she had to pay $150,000. So her, sold a house or whatever the hell, and you give them the money and they give you the documentation. Now you can leave.
And now we have her.
So the point I'm trying to make here is we can be thankful that we live in a country that
we love America.
Yeah, we love America, and we don't. In order for us to go somewhere, we don't have to pay some government official a bunch of money because you can't leave. That's bullshit.
USA is the best.
That's right. We're number one.
Well, and we do. We have so many. Go ahead, Maggie.
The real deal is number one.
Yeah, the real deal is number one. That's right.
Hey, did you pay her to say that?
No, I didn't pay her to say that. She says it because she knows it's the real deal.
But I was saying, with those freedoms, I think still it comes responsibility. And I think, like when I'm talking about the gardening and the self-sufficiency and that type of thing, if we depend on everybody else,
we can't.
We need to save the planet one day at a time, and we all need to make a difference.
We need to make a difference, and all of us here have different things that we're doing to make a difference. That's why you're here, that's why your passion is here. That's why he come here to be on The Real Deal. Why would he come here to talk to some guy that you don't even know, but he has something to say? He's listened to a show, and he's doing some great things.
Well, thank you.
Carl's a rock star.
A rock star. Quita, I got to tell you this. What you're talking about is I think the Venezuelans could learn from that, because a lot of them, instead of growing their own food and doing what they used to do, they really got dependent on oil. So, and you see what's happened in Venezuela. It's not a good sign. Right. So I love that you're pushing that, because I think a lot of us need to start really thinking about what we need to do to provide for ourselves.
Exactly. So. And I think, like I said, so many people get discouraged because you think you have to do so much. But as long as you start small, it's one thing. It's whether you're composting. You can collect rainwater. People think we're in the desert and we don't get enough rain. We collect rainwater in the winter. That's all we use. I have a huge garden. So it's not just about all
What's your garden
the big
called?
Stuff. Green Desert.
The Green Desert. You can look her up.
Check it out, because we do a lot of videos, and that's what it's about, is showing people for free, because it's all free. The land, we have it, so if you're going to water it, you may as well get some food or something off of it.
Oh, no. You can grow. It's absolutely shocking. If you know something about gardening, which I don't, but I produce the minerals, but I know people that do because I sell my minerals. You can produce a hell of a lot of produce.
Oh, my God.
I mean, more produce than you can feed your family. You have to give it to your neighbors.
And once you taste it, you don't want to go back to
I know.
But it's not just about gardening and produce. I mean, we're talking about energy, too.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we're talking about alternative energy as well. We got the solar, we got wind, we got biomass, which really, Quita, is something that we need to talk a little bit more about, because there's these biomass where you can utilize some of the stuff you're growing in your garden that you can eat. You can use the byproduct for your biomass system
to produce energy.
To produce energy,
right?
And
then what I told you about in the conference room, where I did this with Los Alamos. I took the scientists. I hired the best scientists at Los Alamos National Laboratory and said, "Here's what I want to do. I'll pay you guys. I want to build a pilot plant where I want to convert coal to synthetic crude oil because my background is coal. I grew up in the coal mining industry, and I want to save the coal mining industry. And yes, it is a dirty industry. And yes, we're wasting coal. It's a total joke burning coal in a power plant. Total joke. There's clean coal technology where you don't have to burn coal in a power plant and spew out all these emissions. There's ways to do it clean, effectively, cost effective, and I figured it out.
Clean and green.
And I did it. I spent my own money and did it, built the prototypes. And if anybody wants to contact me, please do. I'll send you the PowerPoints, and it's ready to rock, ready to roll. And it's real, because I don't fool around with nothing that's not real.
You're the real deal.
That's right. I'm the real deal.
And you're all about the real deal and green life.
That's right. And we're going to take a short break. And Kyle, I think we got another song, right?
Yep, we got one more.
Woo!
Tee that baby up.
Go, Kyle.
There by the record machine, I knew he must have been about 17. He was strong, playing my favorite song, and I could tell it wouldn't be long that he was with me, yeah, me. And I could tell it wouldn't be long that he was with me, yeah, me. Singing, I love rock and roll. I'm in the jukebox. Got up and asked for his name. That don't matter, he said, 'cause it's all the same. So I'll take you home where we can be alone. And next we were moving on. He was with me, yeah, me. Next we were moving on. He was with me, yeah, me. Singing, I love rock and roll. Be moving on and singing that same old song, yeah, with me, singing, I love rock and roll. So put another time in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. So come and take your time and dance with me. I love rock and roll. So put another time in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. So come and take your time and dance with me. I love rock and roll. So put another time in the jukebox, baby.
All right. You like that one, Quita?
I loved it.
That's what we do
You're
here.
the best music. You are chief for president.
That's right. I picked the music. Everybody says, who picks that music? And I said, I picked the music. And that's non-negotiable.
Kyle
Clothing
does a good job too, though.
Yeah,
I'm not the one who picks the music.
Clothing's optional on this show.
Yeah, we're all here naked.
And that's why we're going to start doing the show Facebook Live.
But the music is
green
my
light.
call. Yeah.
You the boss.
I'm the boss. I want to thank everybody. We're at the end of the show, and I hope you come on again. Thank you, Carl.
Sure. Sure. You're welcome. Thank you.
And bring anybody you want. And thank my lovely co-hosts, Quita.
Hey, you're welcome.
And Kinga.
Thank you.
And the beautiful Maggie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. You're awesome. You do such a great thing for this world. Thank you.
I try. And if you got anybody listening, if they'd like to be a sponsor, we need sponsors. We really do.
I'm going to get that for you.
Yeah, and we don't need millions. We don't need hundreds of thousands, but we do need sponsors. And we appreciate our sponsors that we do have, Graves and Swisher and Humate International, which is my company. And so any ideas, any thoughts, anything you want to do to collaborate with us to keep the show out there on the air, we would appreciate it, because I'm here to tell the truth and I'm here to deliver the message that what they're doing to Native Americans, in my opinion, is social and cultural genocide, just what they did to the Jewish people. Burn the books, get rid of everything. Same thing your people, Quita. Get rid
We
of
don't know our culture for that reason.
Yeah, get rid of it, and then you just assimilate, and you're just an American, and you're not. I mean, you're an American, but you're different. You know, damn it. I mean,
and we need to celebrate those differences rather than make them a bad thing.
That's right, and that's why I do this, and I want to keep it going. And in closing, I also want to thank all of our people in the armed services here and abroad, protecting our great country. So I always say that because I'm a proud American, and these guys have their life on the line for us. So support our sponsors, and come if you're ever in town and you want to come in the show. You know, as long as you're not a name changer, I won't throw your ass out of here.
No name changers.
Yeah.
Right, Chief?
Well, if they want to come in, I'll either convert them not to be a name changer, or their ass is headed for the elevator. You know, there's no negative energy here.
Unless they bring a bottle of wine, or
that's right. If they bring a bottle of wine, maybe they can try to explain their
negotiate.
They can try to negotiate with me why I shouldn't be so hard on them, but that's going to be very difficult.
Unless they're beautiful and naked, or they have a bottle of wine.
Beautiful and naked. Now, no tattoos, please. I'm not into that. But anyway, we're done. I also always want to thank Star Worldwide. Dave Pratt and the family, Kyle. I mean, beautiful people.
Thank you, Kyle.
Wonderful people, and they're the real deal too. I mean, they rock and roll this place, man. I'll tell you, and it's a great place to be, and I'm
amazing.
Very proud to be here. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Dave Pratt.
Thank you,
Thank
Kyle.
you, Carl, and the Chief.
That's right, the ambassador, the Chief, Dennis, whatever. You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late to dinner, okay? That's all.
Thank you.
Okay, Kyle, we're the number one show. Mm-hmm. We got 6 million listeners, 200 shows. We're number one. Tell everybody all over the world why the ambassador is here.
To kick ass and save names, ambassador.
You damn right.
Thank you for listening to The Real Deal. Tune in to The Real Deal with the ambassador and special guest hosts every Wednesday at 5 p.m. and on demand 24/7 right here on Star Worldwide Networks.